Hey guys, it's Ashley from Bookaholics Anonymous, and this is another book talk for November 9 by Colleen Hoover. So, I've read a few books now by Colleen Hoover, and I absolutely adore them. Every one of them. Contemporary, thriller, love the books. And so, I'm going to definitely say that November 9 was no different. And I really enjoyed the storyline and meeting Fallon and meeting Ben and watching their story unravel, I guess you could say, and learning about Ben and his secret, learning about how Fallon deals with what happened to her, and so let's get into it. So basically, November 9 refers to a date when Fallon was in her dad's house and a fire started and she got burned on half of her body. And so this is the date that had happened, and this is also the date that she meets Ben. Excuse me. And they just kind of, in a weird way, connect, I guess. And so it starts off on November 9, of course, where Fallon is meeting her dad for lunch at a restaurant. And Ben happens to be in the booth behind them, and he hears them talking, and then he sees Fallon get up and goes to the restroom, comes back, and he can kind of tell that she's mad, kind of infuriated, and all this because of her dad and how he's treating her, because her dad is a actor, and she was an actress when she was younger on a TV series, and after the fire, they pretty much replaced her with somebody else. And her dad is telling her basically that she should just forget her dreams of acting and do something else. And Fallon right now is a audiobook narrator. And so yeah, so this is basically her telling her dad that she's, I guess, moving. She's moving to New York and not living in California anymore because she needs to get away and pursue her dreams still in acting. So yeah, this is her, and Ben, or not Ben, is it Ben? Yeah, it's Ben. I'm thinking of another story. Ben is in the booth behind him, and he's hearing all this, and he decides to get in his head to go over, sit by her, and pretend that he is her boyfriend. And so, yeah, it's kind of starts off like that, which is interesting in a way, I guess. He's trying to put, I guess, her dad in his place, and trying to make her dad feel lousy for what he's saying to her and everything. So Fallon sort of goes along with it, I guess, and acts like this is her boyfriend. He was stuck in traffic, blah blah blah. And so it's just a kind of a cute little way, I guess, in a weird way to meet and become friends and stuff. And so yeah, and this, like I said, is happening on November 9th. And just so, yeah. So basically, after that, they talk, and, you know, he realizes that she's leaving for New York at night, or on a red eye that night, or that day. And so they kind of talk and become friends, and they kind of make this pact, I guess you could say, to give each other goals while they're away for the whole year. And then they meet back up on November 9th for just the one day and kind of relive their lives and tell each other about their lives and if they met their goals or whatever. So it's kind of cute in a weird way, because we have So Ben gives her some goals to try to go out and date. And she gives him a goal of writing this book because he is a writer. So he's writing this book, and it just kind of evolves. So for like the next 4 or 5 years, they try to do this. So we get this one day with them every year, and we get to learn about what they've been through. And it's just, I really enjoyed the way it was told, and being with them for that one day and seeing them kind of fall for each other. And then we learn this secret about Ben because Fallon meets Ben's brother and his brother's fiance. They're having a baby. His brother and the fiance are having a baby, and then something tragic happens to his brother, and so he can't go out to New York and on November 9th to see Fallon. So Fallon surprises him and comes to California, and she learns what happened to his brother. It's just like little things every time on November 9th that happen, and they keep happening. And then we start to learn one of Ben's secrets and how it pertains to Fallon, and that maybe it wasn't just a coincidence that he was there in that restaurant. I won't say more, but I really enjoyed it, like the storyline, and I love that it was a little bit of a suspense in it. I loved just, I don't know, getting to see just over a span of a couple of years, just, seeing what happens. It's fun to see the characters grow. We get to see Fallon become more confident in herself because of Ben. She doesn't hide her face and her scars. She kind of steps out of her shell a little bit, and she becomes I don't know, I really enjoy the story. And like I said, I love Colleen Hoover's writing now, so definitely want to read more books. But if you haven't read this, highly recommend it. I mean, at first, learning Ben's secret, I was you kind of get a little pissed off at him because of it, but you also kind of see, I guess, why. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Just definitely have to read it to find out the secret. So, recommend the book if you haven't read it, and if you have read it, let me know what you thought about it. And if you've read any of her other books, if you would recommend, what other book should I read of hers first? I've read this one. I've read Verity, which I really loved. That's a thriller first. And I've read Ugly Love. So those are the only books excuse me, that I've read of her. So let me know of any of the other ones that I should put ahead of any others, if that made any sense, guys. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye.